That's fun.
It is fun. It's so much better than the last one that we had.
Yeah, the one that was better for funeral music than
Yeah,
a live
it
stream.
was a little, it was a little different, a little strange. So, um,
But it's Michael. It's been a while since we've both been on a live stream talking about accumulating snow.
yeah, yeah, it has been. Um, you got to be careful because, sometimes, according to some folks, we're not really qualified for this. We're just the social media cowboys.
Oh well, the people, not that one. Good afternoon, but this is the one I was looking for. Yeah,
Here it comes.
we don't have our cowboy hats with us,
No,
but
no.
I do. Hang on, I do
You
have
got
some.
Snowski.
Yeah, I've got Snowski. I don't have him in his cowboy hat, but
There
he's
you
got a
go.
hat. And when you see Snowski, it means that we mean business
Yeah,
in terms of accumulating snow because we've got a couple of chances over the next 3 or 4 days or so.
yeah, yeah. We do. For those of you that I don't know how many of you are watching. Make sure you share it with a friend. All right, tag a friend, phone a friend, text a friend, whatever you do, share, and we'll get up and running here on an update. Um, hey, look, here's a good. Well, okay, I won't share it. We got a guy in here. Actually, I will. I will share it. I can't share it.
It won't let you.
I don't think you gave me permission. Where's he at? Share
Uh,
Ryan Weathers' comment on there, will you?
let's see here.
Come on, get him on there.
Let me scroll up.
Get
Oh
him,
wow.
get the big bad Ryan Weathers on there. Look, there he is behind his with no picture on his Facebook and just a keyboard warrior. So isn't that fun? It's fun. Do you like dealing with stuff like that?
I don't know why people have to come on and be rude for no reason. We're just here giving you the forecast, and that's what we're gonna do, Michael. That's what we're gonna do. We're
It's
gonna give
free
you the
entertainment,
forecast,
baby.
whether you like it or not. Oh, and somebody asked about the Daytona 500. Maybe we can look at that to end
Ooh,
the
yeah,
video.
for sure. Yeah, I would love
It's
to.
a big race tomorrow. But here's the system right now, guys. This is a major storm system right now. It's spanning from Texas all the way up to Vermont, really. Some heavy snow right now in the interior Northeast. And before we get to the snow threats, I do want to mention this, Michael. We've got some training of heavy rain and storms going on right now for parts of Kentucky, Tennessee, Missouri, and Arkansas. If we turn on the future rain forecast here for the next 24 hours, look at some of the heavy rain totals expected additionally to what has already fallen here. 4 to 5 inches, Bowling Green, Kentucky, Hopkinsville, out just north of Memphis, Tennessee. Louisville picking up 2, 3 inches of rain additionally. So that's a pretty big issue down here for these areas that have already been relatively active over the past couple of weeks.
Yeah, I think. I mean, I think there's the high risk for excessive rain
Mhm.
down there, which is extraordinarily rare. Right in that area you highlighted, Western Kentucky, Northwestern Tennessee, over there towards the Boot Heel of Missouri. There's a high risk for flash flooding, which is um, well, you can see the flood warnings everywhere. I
Yeah.
would imagine there'll probably be some really bad flooding going on to the likes, of just not good for people. So,
Yeah, just clicking around here. I mean, there are a ton of river flood warnings. We've got a flood watch here, a ton of flash flood warnings here for northern Kentucky or northern Tennessee, southern Kentucky here. So a big deal down here. I just wanted to make sure we'll talk about snow, but I wanted to make sure to remind folks about this threat today because it's just going to get worse as we go throughout the day.
yep, absolutely. Yep.
So
Go
then
ahead.
what's going to happen is you can kind of see here our main Arctic front is starting to develop up here across parts of the upper Midwest. We actually get a secondary low to form. And what will happen is as that low pivots off to the east this evening, we'll bring in what we call a deformation band kind of on the backside of this system. And with warm Gulf air to the south, in fact, some severe weather down to the south again today, and the Arctic air coming in from the north, It'll set up a favorable gradient for a pretty decent stump of snow, Michael. And just a teaser, I think there could be some thunder snow in parts of the Ohio Valley tonight.
Ooh, I'm good for some thunder snow. I think
So,
the big thing here that I'm really curious about is once this transitions, and the temperatures on the surface. I mean, it hasn't really been warm the last couple of days.
mhm.
It's cloudy today. I think with the time that the transition occurs across much of the state, you'll notice almost sudden impacts, regardless. I think of what data is saying. To me, it just seems like we'll have some instant impacts to travel and all the things.
Yeah. Before we get to that, across the southern Ohio Valley, we'll continue to deal with rain, but you can start to see our snow band developing as we work into this evening. I wouldn't be shocked if this model is maybe an hour or two too slow. I like how it looks. It's 11 p.m. Central Time here, guys, but I wouldn't shock me if this could end up speeding up by an hour or two. So just something to kind of keep in mind there as we go throughout this forecast. This is as we work into the early overnight hours, midnight, 1 a.m., guys. You can see this band starting to set up. Now, I think, Michael, in terms of the heaviest totals, I think northern parts of the state will benefit from duration, and central parts of the state and into Illinois will benefit from the intensity. So if you're Lafayette, Fort Wayne, South Bend, those areas it probably snows a little bit longer, uh, late this evening and into the early morning hours tomorrow. But across areas south of Lafayette, Terre Haute, Indianapolis, Bloomington, even down towards Evansville, these areas will benefit from intense snowfall rates into the pre-dawn hours tomorrow morning. And I think that it's possible at times there could be an inch per hour snowfall rates in the heaviest bands across central parts of Indiana.
Yeah, I mean, quick accumulation. It's kind of funny. I'm sure some people are wondering, gosh, this came on pretty quick, or kind of came out of nowhere. Yes and no. I mean, this is one of those patterns where um, it's the models haven't done well at all, so you can't really get too risky with mentioning things out too far out.
Hmm.
But now the storm track and the Arctic air is kind of it makes sense. We've kind of been thinking for a while now that mid to late February made sense for snow, but sometimes you don't get clarification on this until right up as we get there. So I
Hmm.
mean, a lot of people are probably going to be surprised tomorrow, because normally we talk about storms 5, 6, 7 days out, and on this one it's just been pretty much since yesterday evening, probably.
Yeah, this storm, and even to an extent, the storm earlier this week was just terribly modeled. And in these situations, there's a time to be aggressive and get out of things really early, and there's a time to not do that, because if you put out a forecast that then changes drastically in 24 hours, that just causes confusion. And
Mhm.
so for both the middle part of this week and for this storm, we've tried to be a little bit cautious because the forecast called for us to be cautious just because of the nature of it.
Mhm.
When we put out forecasts that are and
Oh,
get out of things really early, there's
oh,
a what are you doing?
forecast that then changes drastically. Brett, sorry, something. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I could hear me too.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there. That was strange. My
You're good.
fault.
You're
Anyways,
good.
um,
So anyway, back to this
yep.
system. So again, guys, I wouldn't be shocked if this is a little bit too slow. This is 6, 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. Could be a couple of hours before that. Regardless, this pulse moves through in the early morning hours tomorrow and then starts to exit off to the east. And Michael, I wouldn't be shocked to see tomorrow afternoon continuing scattered snow showers and flurries and probably being pretty breezy across the area.
Yeah, I was looking at the simulated radar product over on COD, um,
Hmm.
because it can kind of pick up on these lighter threats a little bit better. I've got my screen up here, if I can share it. Um,
You should.
but
There
let
we go. Yep.
So if you look over here, again, I'm just looking at the same weather model, just a little bit different display of it. And again, yeah, tomorrow, this is basically 7 o'clock in the morning, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1.
Yeah.
You can just kind of see it keeps going on these northwest flow, snow, and then the temperatures falling and continuing to probably make things slick. And it really doesn't move out of here with that stuff until tomorrow evening.
Yeah, and the lake effect, you can see coming off the lake there in Michigan, there's probably going to be a good amount of additional snow across northern, northeast Indiana and southern Michigan as we go throughout the day tomorrow that will
Mhm.
add on to the totals. And so I do think that's important to keep in mind that um, when we show our snowfall map here in a moment, that will include some of the lake effect that'll be up there as we go throughout the day tomorrow as well. And I think, Michael, this shows it pretty well,
Yeah.
what you're showing, and I'll show our official map here in a moment as well. But the thing about, that shows 2.2 inches in Indy, that
Mhm.
probably comes in 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Real quick and nasty.
and so, if you're out and about overnight or early tomorrow morning, that could certainly cause some issues very quickly on the roadways
Hmm.
tomorrow. So
Yep.
something to keep in mind for sure.
Yeah. And I think too, you know, this is not one of those events where, for those of you watching, this is not one of those events where you're going to be able to pre-treat at all. I mean, any pre-treatment that you would put down will get washed away right away. It would be a total waste of time, money, energy, and just you name it, resources. So make sure that having the forecast timing and the transition is going to be critical for those of you who are in snow and ice management. You don't want to just go out and start pre-treating stuff. You'll waste again a lot of time and money with that. And with that said, real quick, if you guys want to take a gander and look at the product, you can try it for free right now. It is a 14-day free trial. We're really talking more about businesses and organizations, snow and ice management. Really, this isn't a personal level type trial, but 14 days, 100% access, no credit card required. Again, for those of you guys who are in the snow and ice management, the timing of this is going to be critical. Getting clarity, getting it on your phone. I mean, these are some of the people that use us. Will be critical, and you can try it right now because we got this wave tonight, and we got another wave coming. So go to bamwx.com, click on free trial if you want to check it out. The timing, again, like I said, it'll be critical. So Brett, show us our map tonight. What do we got?
Yeah, sure. Let me pull my screen up here, guys, real quick. Oh, and I've actually got real quick Express Steel up. Be sure to give them some love. We haven't had a little bit of snow in a while. They were down there, Michael, at the in Louisville, I think, where you were at this past week at the National Farm
Oh,
Conference or
yeah,
something like that.
yeah.
So I saw them post that on Facebook. You can see here American made snow pushers. They do free shipping to all the lower 48 states. You can kind of see some of the different products that they have, all made here in Martinsville, Indiana. Love working with them. If you do purchase from them, be sure at checkout to use the code BAM for $100 off anything that you buy there at Express Deal. So give them a shout out, give them some love, follow their Facebook page, give them a call. Be sure to let them know that BAM sent you. We couldn't do these live streams without them. And with that being said, let's look at our snow forecast for tonight. And this is the map that the team put out on Clarity early this morning at 5:30 a.m. I don't really have any big reasons to disagree with this at this point out through tomorrow to include some of that lake effect. You'll note.
Brett, can you display Toby's comment? Or if Hope is watching, we need to pin some of these comments. Toby, I appreciate the comment. I just want to make sure we're you know, while you're talking, I want to make sure folks, are seeing what folks are saying. So
Yeah, I don't know why it won't let you.
I don't have any permission to
It
do it.
won't let you share.
You-
Yeah, Hope, if you want to hop into the stream so you can display some of these, you're more than welcome to, but I don't know if it'll let her either, to be honest. So technology's fun, guys.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so here we go. Here's a look at, again, the snow forecast. Guys, this yellow area that I've circled, this is where I think that there could potentially be a very intense band of snow of locally higher totals for a time, even more than an inch per hour rates. Be very brief, But if there's an area where there could be some locally higher totals, that thunder snow threat, I think it's in that yellow area. And given the nature of this and kind of how convective that it's going to be on the backside, anywhere in this yellow dashed area could see some locally higher totals. But we're looking at 3 to 4 inches from Lafayette to Carmel, Lebanon, up towards South Bend, Fort Wayne, 4 to 6 inches, guys, and then 2 to 3 inches from Bloomington to Indy, Dayton, Columbus, guys, and then a little bit lighter further down to the south that you could see there.
Yep. And I wonder too, like I think that the map right now is kind of broad brushed a little bit and a little bit for the reason of we're still kind of trying to nail down exactly where this band is going to set up. But I think with that yellow that Brett's got in there and some of the forcing and the upper level jet and some things, I think that there certainly could be, some pretty heavy snow with this tomorrow. So
yeah, and Michael, real quick, I'm gonna pull up this real quick because let's see if this new run is in. It's not quite in yet, but you can see that on this latest run of the HRRR, it doesn't go out far enough. It's trying to see that.
yeah,
You can see that locally more intense band that it's trying to see right here, which is very close to that yellow area that I circled. So,
yep.
I think somewhere in there, it's probably a county wide at the most.
Mm-hmm.
Could it be north of Indy? Could it be south of Indy? I mean, to be completely honest, it's one of those scenarios where we're going to have to nowcast it and just monitor it as it develops.
Yep.
But could be some locally higher totals, even versus this map.
Yep.
In a narrow fashion. And again, where that heavier band sets up, that could be where you see a couple rumbles of thunder, Michael.
Yep. Yeah, there's definitely a good signal for some thunder snow tomorrow morning, which I think is always a lot of fun. See a flash in the sky and hear some thunder while it's snowing. That's always a great time. So again, excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you for all the nice comments about the platform. For those of you curious, I'll pull my screen up real quick and show you clarity real quick. Again, like John's saying right here with the hour by hour and the nowcast, it is the best. We've designed this to be the best tool in the industry for purpose of making decisions that cost you time and money. It's not a game. It's not a joke. It's not a little fly by night platform. It's the best that there is. We've got the hourly forecast here, and I want to show you again, just for you guys in snow and ice management. It's going to give you treatment recommendations, pavement temperature forecasts, and the insights are great. We've already got some forecast insights right now with fog and mist, where that's been sent to these folks' device, their phones. And then we've got forecast insights for possibly a pretty big storm coming early next week, which means I know Brett wants to talk about that a little bit. So this again is the perfect time to go to bamwx.com and just click on the trial, free trial on the top right. I'll go back to the page there. Any organizations, businesses, or folks, guys, no credit card required. Top right, try Clarity for free. So, Brett, tell us a little bit about early next week. I know we've got another storm system.
Yeah, so let me pull that up. So this is a map that we made here for next week, and this is kind of a long duration storm. It ramps up on Monday across parts of the Central Plains, and then starts to pivot kind of south and east. Some of the data from west of St. Louis to like Kansas City, central Missouri, eastern Kansas, trying to indicate 1 to 2 feet of snow being possible, which is kind of crazy for those areas. And it extends the heavy snow across southern Indiana, Kentucky, southern Ohio, and then up the East Coast as well. Now, guys, again, this is kind of a threat map at this point, but what we know for sure, where there's going to be heavy snow. Behind this system, below 0 to single-digit wind chill is going to be likely. Some brutal cold coming in late next week behind this storm system. And I also think that this particular storm has the risk to have some blowing snow and some gusty winds as well. And so 20 to 30 mile per hour winds, this will probably be a fluffier snow as we get an Arctic high to come in. It'll increase the threat of blowing snow. So I think it's a pretty high impact event. You can see our friend Snowski down there letting you know that it's going to be a high impact event. Let me zoom out because I don't think it's showing. There we go. I think that what we'll need to monitor are additional wobbles. The northern extent of it is probably the highest uncertainty. How strong is that Arctic high? The trend has been a little bit further to the north, but I do still think that the highest threat is across the southern half of Indiana, Illinois, Ohio, and into northern Kentucky, and of course that area in Missouri and Kansas as well. And then the East Coast track. Definitely going to extend out to the East Coast, but will it be suppressed into the mid-Atlantic, or can it ride up the East Coast towards New York City and Boston? That's a secondary area that we'll have to monitor a little bit closer. But I would say the signal at this point is a lot better and a lot more consistent than what we've had with these past two storms, Michael.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for sure. If you look at the latest European model is in, and I can kind of give these folks a little bit of a show here on what the latest model run did, just so you guys can see some weather models. These are not forecasts; these are just models, so you can look at kind of some trends. Brett, if you'll give me the screen.
Nope, you're not allowed.
That is our. Let me go to hour 114 because I want to be able to compare a couple of model compare loop here, and we'll zoom this out so you guys can see. And there's the European. Again, you can kind of see. Well, everything's blocked because of our camera images.
I'll turn the cameras off.
There we go. Here,
Whoop! I turned you off.
European again with the track. Here's the Canadian. Look how far south and a little bit weaker that it is. The GFS is probably one of the more north solutions. The German icon model, it's probably a little bit faster. So again, you can kind of see its suggestion, and it's a little bit further north. Mm-hmm. This is an I-70 south snow threat. The UK Met is very similar. The GFS, the Canadian, again, is the furthest south right now. And I'll tell you why the Canadian is so far south. It has a tendency to overdo Arctic highs and cold air, so it's probably suppressing it. But these are the various model runs right now. And you can see everything is I-70 south with a 3 to 6 inch snow, maybe locally higher, if it depending where the heaviest goes. The icons, probably a pretty realistic look right now at this system in general for snow. So not bad, but you got the one. This is additional, by the way. This isn't tonight's included. Tonight's not on this, so
yeah,
it would be above and beyond. So yeah, pretty active there, Brett.
Yeah, for sure. And this is a period again that we've talked about for a while, of kind of this mid-month time frame being more active in terms of winter storm potential. Maybe coming 3 days later than we initially thought, but it's here. Some notable cold is here as well, Michael. If you want to maybe pull up temperatures next week, because we're talking about temperatures across the north central part of the country, if I recall from last week, being 30 to 40 degrees below normal. And so, I think that, gosh, you can see that there. Look at the wind chills.
There's Monday morning wind chills below zero.
Yeah. Look at negative 40s up there in parts of Minnesota and North Dakota. That's insane.
There's Tuesday morning.
Yeah. Negative 20s and 30s across parts of Iowa.
Wednesday morning.
A lot of cold. Now you can see the core of the cold across the central part of the country, but when you're getting negative 20s down into Kansas and Missouri, in terms of wind chills, that's extreme. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah, there's Thursday morning and Friday morning and Saturday morning. We're going to have a stretch of about 5 days of temperatures that will feel like below zero across a large section of the area. And by the way, if a lot of snow gets put down further south, that cold will it'll pull further south. It'll follow that snowpack. So
yep,
there's definitely no doubt about that. So
for sure, yeah.
Real quick, Brett, I'll go over just the 1 inch snow probs here right now. This is the best odds at seeing. Can we do 6 inch probs, or is it too far out? It might be. Here we go. 1 inch in 6 hours. You know, we've got a nice little snow coming tonight, guys. Future snow forecast map out of Clarity. There it is. You know, very close to what we have. This is 2 to 3. This is 3 to 4. This is 4 to 5 up here, and just in a 24-hour period. So, nice little system tonight, and a nice little one early next week. It's going to be a busy week. It's going to be very cold. And I will say, I don't know that this is also the last of winter yet. I can't say it's the last with what we see in the long-term charts. In the MJO, I think at least another winter storm or so could be in the cards late February.
Yeah, I think that we should, you can kind of see there on the 10-day, we should have a little bit of a drier stretch for a time. It starts to warm up a little bit, but I'm afraid that it could be another fake out because there's more cold possible into early March. And once you get into early March, once the pattern gets a little bit more active again, some of our bigger snows the past several years have happened in March, especially coming off of La Niñas. Think back to 2018, there was one. I think there might have been one in 2022 or 2021 in there, somewhere in there. So, you know, it's certainly not out of the question into early March. In terms of true spring, I think we're probably gonna have to wait till maybe the back half of March.
Yeah. A lot of you asking about timing real quick. We'll show you. Here's 11 o'clock tonight, midnight, 1 a.m. You can start to see that cold creeping in, especially on the north side. It's snowing.
Yeah.
There's 3 a.m., 4 a.m., and by 5 a.m., snow's coming down at a good clip here across the area. And that's going to be the snow capable of probably thunder snow and very, very heavy snow in a short period of time tomorrow morning. So,
yeah. For sure. Yeah, you can see those darker colors in there with that. So,
yes. Love it. Well, Brett, this has been fun. Share it with a friend. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel if you haven't already. And to my understanding, we may be back tonight with some updates.
Yeah, we'll be back probably between 9 and 9:30 tonight. I'll hop on and just see if anything major has changed. Be sure to again subscribe, like our pages, all that fun stuff. If you're a business or you're managing an operation with this pattern coming up, scan that QR code. And of course, want to give one last shout out to our friends at Express Steel for powering this live stream. Really appreciate them being with us, and happy that we've been able to give them a little bit more of an active season this year. I hope that they've been able to sell a whole lot of snow pushers for all of you that are in the business.
Absolutely. Yeah, guys, thank you all so much. Thanks for watching. Share it. Please share, retweet, repost, whatever. And we'll see you